Hi, welcome to my kitchen. I'm going to be making tomato sauce today because it's kind of like a Sunday sauce. I'm going to be having it simmer on the stove all day with meatballs. I have another video for the meatballs if you'd like to check that out. So I'm going to get started. What I need to do is dice up an onion and some cloves of garlic. Very simple to make. Everyone is a little bit different, but they all come out great. This is a sauce my mother always made, and my Nana. I don't really like to change any of their recipes. I enjoy them the way they are. And that's it, just one medium onion, diced up. So we'll put that aside. And then what I like to do for the garlic is, because the cutting board's all wet, I just like to put down a napkin. This way the peels don't stick to the cutting board and it makes the cleanup so much easier. So I have 4 cloves of garlic. We like a lot of garlic. You can use as much or as little as you want. And the older the garlic, the easier the skins come off. The fresh garlic, the skins take a lot more time to try to get them off. Very sticky from the sap on them. Okay, so we just fold up the napkin and that's it with the cleanup. Alright, so we're just going to chop these up. So now we're going to take these over to the stove and we're going to start the sauce. We'll start sauteing these and I'll be right back. So I'm heating up my pot. Going to put a few tablespoons of olive oil. Okay, so we're going to add our onions. Now I want them to get translucent, maybe a slight golden brown to them, not much. It's just going to add a little bit more flavor to the sauce. Okay. Alright, so to that I want to add about half a teaspoon of salt. Now I don't measure anything when I make my sauce, so I'm giving you the measurements. I usually do it by eye. Once you make sauce over and over again, you'll learn that it's no exact. You know, if you're off a little bit, it won't hurt it whatsoever. And if you like more garlic or more onions, you just adjust it to the way you like it. There's no right or wrong, so you can't really mess it up. The only thing you can mess it up is if you put too much salt. So I like to stick to half a teaspoon. And then you could always add it later on if you need it. Other than that, you just can't mess this up. Alright, so now we'll add our garlic. Alright, so we'll let that cook for a few minutes. So I have this on a high medium. I have it at a number 6. Alright, so now that they turn translucent, so what I want to do is I want to add a tablespoon of oregano. And a tablespoon of basil. I just want to toss them around with the flavors, wake up. So you just want to give it a minute or two. So now what I like to do is I like to add about 2 tablespoons of tomato paste to this. 1, 2. I like to put it in now so it breaks up and it melts down. Okay, I'm also going to add 2 tablespoons of sugar. This will cut down on the acid. It's not going to make your sauce sweet, it's just going to help with the acid. Okay. So once the tomato paste is all broken down, now we're going to add, I have 1 can of crushed tomatoes. Don't discard these, we're going to add some water to them. Alright, let's give that a little mix. I have 2 cans of tomato puree. Now if you're making a small pot, you can go ahead and just add 1 can of puree. But if you want a bigger pot, just add another can of puree. So I have 2. If you wanted to add more, then I would do 2 crushed and 2 puree. It's however you like them. Let's give that a stir. Alright, so now I'm going to rinse all the tomato out of the cans and add a little water to this. So I put about 1 inch of water. Swirl it around, get all the tomato sauce out. Okay, I usually will have this simmering on the stove for 4 hours. It would be done after an hour and you can go ahead and eat it. I like to simmer it longer. Like on a Sunday sauce. Sunday morning I like to make sauce and just let it simmer, and we have early dinner about 1 o'clock. So we put some sausage, meatballs, whatever you like, basil. Alright, now we'll just rinse off the crushed. Okay. Because you don't want it to be too thick from the start. You need to water it down a little bit so it can steam while it cooks and it's not going to get too thick. Okay. right, so to this, I'm going to add a tablespoon and a half of onion powder, and 2 tablespoons garlic powder. Now I like to add a half a cup of Parmesan cheese. Give that a good stir. Now we already added the basil and the oregano. So now what we're going to do is we're going to have this simmer on the stove. And that's all it takes. And then in about an hour you can eat it. Again, I like to do it for 4 hours because I will be putting in the meatballs, the sausage. So I like the meat to get really tender in there. For the sausage for my Sunday sauce, what I like to do is just put it on a pan. I poke some holes in each sausage and I sprinkle a little olive oil. Now I'm going to put this in the oven at 375 for about 45 minutes until they're really nice and golden brown, however you like them. And this will go into my pot of tomato sauce. So now I made a tray of my meatballs. You can look up my video on how to make meatballs. I'm going to throw this in the oven, so this will go into our Sunday sauce. So it's been about an hour, hour and a half, and here's the sauce. I will be letting it simmer for another 2-3 hours. It's filled with meatballs and sausage that I threw in the oven. And that's it. So I hope you enjoy making this tomato sauce, or gravy, however you want to call it. I call it Sunday sauce. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.